I don't think it's so much a rich kid's game in the Philippines because the best golfers that the Philippines has created has come from caddies. So that tells me collectively people do care about people that don't have enough money to play. And I would say in Davao more than anything, like in Cebu or the academy I have there is more based around members that can afford their kids to play. So there's a lot more kids there as far as that play all the time. And when I come to Davao, there's more caddies kids or more caddies that play that are better players. And so you really need a mixture of both of those, and I think that's where you do fundraisers or you go out and you get sponsors, to help out in that aspect of it. I have a
And Davao is known to be the breeding ground of outstanding professional golf.
Yeah, and the other reason
Salvador, all of these people dominating the
Las Cunha.
the Anthony Lascunas and all those guys that the best players the Philippines has gone to offer have come from Davao, and that's going to die out if we don't do something about it now because those players are pretty old. They're in their 40s and some of them are in their 50s. So
the last Filipino who played in the Masters was Cassius Casas. He ended up last.
Well, he has the record for the highest score ever in the Masters.
Really?
Yeah, that's not the record we want. He has the record for shooting the highest score in the Masters.
What was that?
I think he shot 92 or 6 or something. He shot in the 90s.
Really?
Yeah, he has. We can look it up. I'm sure it's, you can Google that.
But you're not giving scholarships?
Well, my fund that I have in the U.S. is the Kaizen Kid Fund. And what that money is, so every fundraiser I do, and I have club equipment companies that donate money, the money goes into my Kaizen Kid Fund, and that money is designated to kids that have high talent and are at a high skill level, but don't have the financial vehicle for clubs or to go and travel. Because the most important thing for a kid to get good is for them to play in competitive atmospheres. Like if you could be very good, and you could go out and shoot 4 under par every day if you're a kid. But if you're not going and competing against other kids around the world and getting that experience, you're not growing. You won't grow confident-wise. And that's what happens to even the guys on the Asian tour. The top guys on the Asian tour, they go over to the U.S. and they struggle. They can't even place in the top 5. The best Asian tour player over here, which was Thong Chai Jai-D, he's been the best player for a long time. He's a Thai guy. He hardly ever takes in the top 10 in the U.S. Hardly ever. His best finish is 6th. So that tells me that it's a good experience to have here, but you need to be able to go elsewhere and compete. Manny Pacquiao is probably Manny Pacquiao because he's gone to the U.S. and competed against the best fighters in the world. He didn't just compete in the Philippines. He's competing against everybody. And for anybody to grow, you need to play competitive golf all the time, and that costs money. When I was a kid, I was lucky enough. I come from my dad was a cop, so I didn't want to become a cop because cops made no money. He was a cop for 20 years in Vegas.
Cops in the Philippines.